Okay. Is that okay? Is that working now? Good evening, everyone. Just in case you don't know, I'm Davis Farmer. I'm the president of the World Affairs Council of New Hampshire, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here and to call our annual meeting to order. Um, we've had a great year, and I think we're looking forward to or at least Tim and the staff are looking forward to a couple of months of being a little bit more relaxed. One of our key players has just arrived. You look good in those shades. At any rate, Dick, do you want to come up and present the new board nominees, or do you want me to just read through them? Go right ahead. Okay. The first order of business is to present the new board nominees for the vote by the general membership. First, we're going to do returning members, Davis Farmer and Rachel Hemp, who are both going to serve out 1-year terms. Returning for a 3-year term, we have Dick Sweat and Peter DiTillo. New board members for 3-year terms, Bill Gautier, Sarah Yanez, and Tricia Utla Santa Maria. I think Tricia's the only one who's here with us. So I'd like to present or put that board, those board candidates before you and ask for your votes, yay or nay. Does somebody want to make a motion? Second? All in favor? Any opposed? Great. The new board slate has carried. Thank you. I also want to thank the 3 members who are, sorry. We have 3 members who are rotating off the board, Bill Dunlap, Catherine Muirhead, and James Simoes, all of whom have been valuable board members, and we're going to miss them. I will certainly miss all 3 of them. And now I'd like to invite Tim Horgan to come up and give the executive director's report.
Thank you, Davis. And thank you, everybody, for joining us both here in person and online. We appreciate your interest in our work. Welcome to those who it's your first time at one of our events. We hope to see you at many more coming up in the fall. We'll be working on our fall schedule shortly, so hopefully we'll have some good things to announce. However, we are looking forward to sharing with you some of the accomplishments of the organization over the past year, looking back at 2025. You all have your annual report copy. I'll take all the oohs and ahs and compliments you want. But some of the key things that I'd like to highlight for our shared success over the past year really focuses first and foremost on the impact we've had on high school students here in New Hampshire. So in our 3rd year of focusing on diplomacy simulations, which are student-led experiential learning opportunities, which give students the chance to see themselves as globally engaged and to move from shy, reserved, maybe a bit nervous students to people who are fiercely into this, people who are very confident that they have the right answer, and people who get very annoyed with me as I frustrate them at every moment I have. So last year, we increased the number of students that we had worked with from over 600 to over 1,000 students. This year, we're on pace to crack that number again. We get very high positive ratings from our post-simulation surveys. Students really enjoy this opportunity, and the teachers love it too, because many of the students who have never said a word the entire semester are now some of the most talkative. I had last week up at Pembroke Academy a student who was so confident that she could not speak in front of people. And I said, we're all people here. Are you not speaking in front of us? And she realized something in herself that I don't think she would have had without this opportunity. Last year, we also hosted 17 speaker programs. We talked with over 2,200 members of our audience. We had over 1,749 hours of engagement with our programs, which I think is pretty cool. International visitor groups, we hosted 18 groups, 152 visitors from 77 different countries. We engaged 20 different home hospitality hosts, 324 volunteers, and brought in a estimated economic impact of $1.3 million to the state. So pretty cool that this small organization is having such an impact both here at home and abroad by connecting many of these visitors who have never heard of New Hampshire before, who have absolutely no understanding of why they're coming here until they come here and see the amazing things that we have to offer them. Finally, we have our Global in the Granite State podcast, 12 episodes, 9,600 listens over the course of the year, which is an amazing reach for our organization, 99 countries and 47 states. So we have really pushed our organization forward. I've been with this organization for 17 years, and the massive amount of change we've seen in this organization from that time when it was a small, struggling nonprofit to a very robust, well-funded, and deeply engaging organization has been amazing for me. And I thank you all for the role that you've played in making that possible and making that happen. I am going to also give our treasurer's report so that we can talk about the state of the finances of the organization. You can turn to page 14 in your annual report if you want to follow along. But as I said, we've really grown from the small, struggling organization that had trouble reaching a $70,000 a year budget to now one that consistently raises around $350,000 per year. We are an organization that, despite maybe some people's beliefs, are not funded by large major donors like the Soros or the Koch brothers. We are community supported. Over 2/3 of our support comes from right here in New Hampshire, as well as across the country from small members and donors who make this work possible. You all are the ones who empower us to go into classrooms and provide these transformational opportunities for students. You are the ones who help us bring these amazing speakers who, if you maybe have never heard of them or never considered the topic they are there to talk about, have that opportunity to see the world in a different light, in a different way, or from a new perspective. The number of people who, after our Weapons in Space program a few weeks ago, came up to me afterwards and said, I had never even given thought to this, and now I'm going to go talk with everybody about this, is wildly important for me. So over the year, in 2025, we continued to grow our organization. As you'll see, some of the key points here: membership revenue increased by 9%. Our global forum revenue, where we hosted former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo last year, grew by 229%, which is wonderful. But at the same time, we see expenses, as everybody else sees, growing by 11%. So you will see the breakdown of where the organization is. I'm happy to report that we have also had the opportunity to put significant reserves away in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of this organization. And our board is very committed to ensuring the sustainability of this organization. We work as hard as we can to stretch every dollar that we can, no matter how annoyed Anise gets with me when I say, no, we can't pay for that. We are trying to ensure that we are using every single dollar that we bring in the most effective way, and ensuring that we are providing high quality content and programming for our global community. So with that, I will turn it back to myself, I guess, and we are going to present our Global Citizen of the Year Award. This is a follow-on to our Global Forum event, where we presented this award to both Common Man for Ukraine and NH4Ukraine.org for their great work in providing humanitarian aid in that country for the past 4+ years. Unfortunately, Brian was out of country doing his good work in Ukraine for that event, so we welcome him here tonight to accept the award on behalf of New Hampshire for Ukraine. And Brian, I invite you up to receive this award in honor of the great work you've accomplished and to say a few words about your experiences in Ukraine.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Can I get a photo? Okay, perfect.
And then if you could just...
Should I wrap the, I noticed you wrapped.
Yeah, that was kind of helping the
Yeah.
connection
Here, yep. And slide this right there. There we go. I got my cheat notes. Well, okay. I need my cheaters tonight. Thank you, everybody, for the award. This is really very special. It was a nice surprise when I got the email from Dave at my apartment in Kharkiv. I'm excited that this will also serve to keep Ukraine in the spotlight. Ukraine needs every bit of world attention that it can garner, given the fact that there are a couple other things going on in the world nowadays that are distracting people. But we cannot forget about the importance of supporting Ukraine. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we do and then make a few comments and wrap it up. When I first saw the invasion take place in February of 2022, I just couldn't help being reminded of the beginning of World War II when Germany invaded Poland. You know, it was that might makes right mentality, and how ironic and hypocritical it was of Russia to invade a weaker neighbor like this when they celebrate May 9th, the defeat of Nazism every year in a big way. Not so big this year because of what Ukraine's doing to them. But it was a mix of just being infuriated by what they're doing and the sympathy for these people. Ukraine is not a wealthy country. So I decided to get involved. I had never done any humanitarian work before. I did run a business for a long time, so I had some business experience. And I made my way over to Poland to initially pick up refugees at the border and transport them. Okay, all right. So we ended up working at the border, supplying a 1,500-bed refugee center with a GoFundMe page that we started. The money was really coming in quickly back then. So long story short, we worked our way eastward across Ukraine, and I am now a full-time resident in the city of Kharkiv. We're about 20 miles from the Russian border. I've been living there for going on 2.5 years now. I come back every once in a while, do a lot of presentations, try to keep the fundraising going. But we work 7 days a week over there. We have a warehouse. We've expanded. We buy wholesale goods, get some donated, primarily purchase wholesale goods where pallets come in. And we basically bag everything up into aid bags with about 20 items, essential food, hygiene products, etc. We'll do 200 or 300 bags at a time, get some volunteers in there for a bagging party. And then we will go down the E40 highway to the Sloviansk-Kramatorsk area, which nowadays is the hot spot of the war. It's getting progressively more dangerous to operate there, which we learned 2 days before I came back here with a close call with a Russian FPV drone leaving Sloviansk. So we like to deliver the aid personally ourselves, because I have a contact down there who can find out where it's really needed the most. We only deliver to people who really need the aid in some of these hardest hit villages and areas of Sloviansk. We're entirely donor funded. Not a nickel of the donations go toward any of our personal expenses, whether it's traveling back and forth to Ukraine, living there. Fortunately, living in Ukraine is extremely inexpensive, so it makes it affordable to be there. My modern one-bedroom apartment, modern appliances, $240 a month. And I just prepaid a year of unlimited cell phone service for $70. So at least we got that going for us. So, yeah, we're entirely donor funded. We have a fiscal sponsor, United Ukraine. They're a 501c3. All our donations are run through them to make it tax deductible. And that's basically what we do. I do a lot of public presentations here in New Hampshire. I'm going to be posting some of them soon on our website. It's nh4ukraine.org. And I'll put up the publicly accessible ones. A lot of them are Rotary clubs, private groups, etc. But I've got 2 or 3 that anybody can attend if they want around southern New Hampshire. I do about a 1-hour talk, PowerPoint with a lot of photos, videos, and stories of what it's like to operate there. So I have to say, when I came back to New Hampshire this time, I don't think I've ever experienced this level of culture shock. I just got back a week ago, and I've come back and forth before, but the danger level is getting elevated there, and I think it just intensifies your stress level over there. And it was so strange coming back here, the quiet, the peace and quiet. When one of the weird things is when you hear a small engine like a leaf blower in the distance, that elicits a reaction anticipating an FPV drone coming out, that certain frequency. And then seeing jets go overhead. You don't see jets over there unless it might be a Russian jet getting ready to drop a glide bomb somewhere. And I was thinking, my God, I could get used to this again very easily. It's very nice. And I would love the same thing to be available to Ukrainians. They deserve peace and quiet without having to worry about a glide bomb or a ballistic missile taking down their building. We've seen dozens of buildings around Kharkiv freshly destroyed. We hear the explosions. And Ukrainians deserve this. They are the modern-day defenders of democracy for the world. They deserve our support. I'm in it for the long haul. I've been doing this for 4 years. It was not in my 5-year plan, but it will be 5 years next year. I'm happy to do it because of the rewarding feeling I get from helping these people. And there's no way I could walk away from doing this now. So with continued support, we'll keep doing this indefinitely. We've got a great operation going over there. If you want to visit our website, it's nh4ukraine.org. I've got dozens of photos, videos, and our Facebook page is the best source for information because I update that regularly regarding any drops we do, things we see in our daily travels. And it'll show you what it's actually like to live there. It's a lot different than people envision. But I do want to thank you for your time tonight. This is a very special award. Thank you, Tim, and the World Affairs Council. It's nice to be recognized, but I have to accept this on behalf of all the volunteers and donors. They keep us moving. It's not a one-man show over there. So thank you, everybody, for the award, and let's keep Ukraine fighting strong. The momentum is with them nowadays, and it would be nice to see the U.S. government start kicking in some funding to support them. So let's keep the support strong. Thank you. I didn't see a hook come out, so I figured I didn't go over time too much. Package this up. Right, thanks.
I just want to add my 2 cents. I think that award is very well deserved. Sorry. Yeah. Before we close the meeting, I have one more very pleasant task as president, and that is to award the President's Award. The President's Award is typically given to an individual or individuals who have made significant contributions to the operation of the World Affairs Council itself. Often it's board members, people who have taken individual responsibility for certain functions. And tonight we have 2 awards that we're giving in absentia, sadly. The first is last year's President's Award, which was given to somebody who has been a real a linchpin of the International Visitors Program. I mean, between Dave Schroeder and Anise, the International Visitors Program has been a hallmark of our activities. It's been tremendously successful. It's tremendously rewarding. The people who participate in it, not just the visitors, but the people who they visit, value it tremendously. So the 2025 President's Award is given to Dave Schroeder. And someday we'll see him and actually physically hand it to him. The 2026 President's Award is given to somebody who has been, again, just rock solid and a critical part of our activities. Rachel Hemp has been the secretary for I don't know how many years, but it's, seems to be forever. She keeps the records for this organization. She's online now, recording what we're saying, and boy, without her, this would be a very different operation, I think. So it's with tremendous pleasure that I give this award to Rachel. And I'm just going to hold it up so she can see what she's missing. I have to put the microphone down for a minute, Tim. So this is the President's Award, and it's given to my listeners for Dave. That's all right. So I thank them both tremendously for how much easier they make our lives. In closing, I also want to thank Tim and our terrific staff. They all punch above their weight. They're all a delight to work with, and they have made this been a very successful year. And I think we're on track to have next year be as successful. So I invite you to give a round of applause to Anise and Tim, Larry, and so on that note, I think we'll just close the meeting. Or do you? Okay. Oh, all right.
Few more things.
Okay.
So for those who have not noticed, the new person running our live stream in the back, please join me in welcoming our new events and education coordinator, Stephanie Secord. We're excited to get her involved and engaged in our work and continue to work on our lovely audio system here to get it to a point where we can actually hear ourselves. I also want to stay true to my mission of making these events truly a conversation. So one of the things that we did earlier this year was work with a team of UNH marketing students to learn more about how we can better tell our story, how we can get new audiences engaged with what we're doing. And one of the things that they suggested was to do an Ask Me Anything. And so I'm going to turn it to the audience in person. I'm going to turn it to our online audience. I'll check the Slido app. You can navigate over there in many different ways from our website. But please, if anyone has anything to share that they would like to share about their experiences with the World Affairs Council, if you would like to ask me any questions about the World Affairs Council, where we're going, happy to do so. But I'll turn it to our in-person audience first. We do have a microphone in the back. DJ can bring it around just so that our online audiences can hear as well. So I'll turn it to you and invite the conversation. Oh, come on. Someone's got to have something good to say about what we do. Yeah, Dick.
I just wanted to share with everybody, I just got back from spending 3 days in Oslo at the Oslo Freedom Forum, which was a phenomenal meeting of 1,700 people. Your wonderful presentation reminded me very much of what we were talking about in Oslo. Ukraine was very much on people's minds, but there were also many other countries that were being discussed. We were especially adhering to the theme of the meetings that were, the theme was dismantling dictatorships. And we went through a whole host of wonderful speakers as well as workshops and whatnot to figure out how to best accomplish that kind of work. And this is a program that has been held annually for the last 17 years. It is sponsored by the Human Rights Foundation. which has joined forces with the Lantos Foundation to up our game especially, but their game as well, in the way that we go about protecting human rights the world over. And the people there were phenomenal. It was a great discussion and a wonderful networking opportunity. And I think it was the largest crowd that they had gathered yet to date. It was very much an invigorated crowd that was very interested in talking about or listening to and asking about all of the important issues that are troubling the world today, especially in countries where dictators reign. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk with you afterwards. But more importantly, put it on your calendar. It's really worth the trip. It's held in Oslo, the city of the Nobel Prize, and all the venues where our meetings were held are the same venues that the Nobel Peace Prize and the rest of the Nobel Prizes are given away at as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. We have an email from Jeffrey, and he would like to thank us for continuing to hold space for unique and diverse conversations that bring in a wide range of perspectives in a way that he does not see happening elsewhere. So thank you, Jeffrey, for your insights. We also have a comment here from Stephen. He'd like to thank us for hosting so many of these diplomacy simulations in the classroom. His son has gone through one of these simulations and spoke very highly of that program when he came home, indicating that he really appreciated the opportunity to engage in that kind of experiential learning in a way he doesn't get to do in his normal classroom. So with that, I'll thank everyone for your attendance. I will thank everyone for your insights. I will thank everyone for your support of our organization. And on that note of support, we are currently in the New Hampshire Gives campaign. It started about an hour ago. It runs until tomorrow at 5 p.m. We are looking to activate at least 60 donors to unlock a challenge grant from 9 special donors who have outlined a $10,000 challenge for us. This is critical, as I said earlier, to our ongoing support and growth. We, again, look to provide as much quality content for as little dollars as we can. And this is most important for our diplomacy simulations. I am committed to keeping these free for all schools so that every student can have an opportunity. We do not have any major support behind this. We do not have any grants, any sponsors. So the ability to bring these into the classrooms and provide these transformational opportunities for students comes from our membership, from our donors, and from the community. So I do invite you to head over to the New Hampshire Gives website. You can go to tinyurl.com/WACNH. You can find it on our website, all of that fun stuff. But please, if you are able to give to this campaign, we would really appreciate your support. So with that, we can officially close the meeting with a motion from a member. Anyone? Oh, Jeff, and Nick's got the second. So thank you all for coming. If you're here in person, please do stick around. Enjoy community, enjoy food, drinks, and all of that. We'll be here until the last person. So thank you so much for coming tonight. Thank you for all the ways you support us. And thank you for being part of this transformational community.